Hello and welcome to another episode of They've Been Doing It All Day, Sir. I hope the England boys enjoyed Noosa because they've got a hell of a fight on their hands.
How's your week been, mate?
Yeah, really good, really good. It's actually been more than a week, hasn't it?
It has. I think it's been 3 weeks, actually.
We've been creeping in that distance of time. No, yeah, really good. Saturday, the girls won the old state championship.
They did
in the flag, which was pretty awesome. Good. I think best way to describe it, a great game for a neutral.
It was a great game for a neutral because I was there. I was watching it. It was actually a lot tighter than I thought because for some reason I didn't know the score and I just looked away at a point that I thought you had scored to go 26-0 up, I think it was. And then started having a conversation with someone next to me and didn't realise it actually got called back, which meant that, what was it? It came down to the last play of the game.
Last play of the game, yeah. We were on deep. They just scored a... One of the good things about the game was even though they scored, we stopped every extra point. Yeah. So that's why we were 20-0 up and we let them back into the game. And they fought really hard, to be fair to them, UTS. But we had a 2-point lead. I was like, okay, if they get the conversion, if they get the touchdown, that's fine. We'll stop the conversion.
The 2-point conversion, yeah.
Blitzer got the sack before the QB even knew what was going on. So that was great.
I was a bit surprised. I was like, why is everyone going so mental on the field?
Yeah.
Like, I know they've won, but the game wasn't that tight, only to find out you won 20 points to 18.
Yeah, so, no, but I had a couple of beers in celebration. Other than that, pretty chilled. What about yourself?
Sounds good. What's been happening over the last couple of weeks? Obviously, England absolutely terrible in the second test, which we will go over in a brief bit. But, just winding down with work for Christmas. Not really doing much. Couple of birthdays, couple of kids' birthdays knocking about, a few parties. That's about it really. Not much going on.
Exciting.
Yeah, I know, but there's not much going on in the NRL world either recently. The only real major news has been the debacle around the West Tigers.
Yeah.
Which is a bit, I don't know. I've not really paid attention to it. Cause I don't know much about the split between Balmain and it's the West Tigers and Balmain. So yeah. But apparently it stems from that. Obviously, Richardson's is gone, stepped down. Big Tony Mastrov was set to take over,
but he was said no, thank you very much.
Yeah, that never happened. There was Luai apparently going to walk out. There was so many other people. If Benji Marshall if he got sacked, then loads of them are going to walk out. But it just seems like it's a bit of a mess and a bit of a distraction that they don't need, considering I thought they was on a good trajectory.
Yeah,
they weren't doing too bad.
No, they were. They really were. I thought they'd got over this slump of finishing with a spoon and whatnot, but the carry on seems to be dragging them back down, I suppose.
It feels like they've come crashing back down to earth with a bang. But let's hope it's only admin stuff and like stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And I'm sure they're wishing for a better new year, which leads us on to something that we're going to do, which is our kind of... So this is being filmed. What date is it today? We're a week before Christmas, which is nuts. And we've compiled a little Christmas wish list for the NRL and kind of what we want to happen or we want to see in the new year, the new season. We've got a few things jotted down. But what do you want for your Christmas NRL wish list? So,
are we going to do separate wish lists or go?
Yeah, let's just see how it goes. Okay. Throw some about.
So the first one that I've got on number one, which I think is a more whole NRL type of thing, is what I would love to see introduced is names on jerseys. I am a big fan of the surnames on the jerseys, and I just think it would just add a lot more to it. It'd buy in the younger crowd, so if they can then buy a Crichton jersey, for example, or a Turbo jersey, I think it would be a lot more buy-in, and you get a squad number then, and it's not the 1 to 13 every game. You just get a squad number, which
they have done it, haven't they? The Bulldogs have released their NRL Vegas jersey, which had their names on the back. It does look sweet. Yeah. And it means that every player has a squad number. There was I heard some pushback around the size of the sponsor is reduced, and contracts are based around the amount that you can see of a sponsor on a jersey. So look, I can understand that, but I think to get younger people into the audience and kind of engagement and people really buying into players and teams as fans, great idea, and it does look pretty slick. I reckon other teams will follow suit, potentially for Vegas, and it'd be something good to see as we go on. One of my big things that I want on the wish list for the new year, for Christmas, for the new season is, in fact, it involves a lot around the bunker. There's a lot of things I've got on the bunker and refereeing decisions, but bunker decisions to be quicker and common sense to be used in some of these decisions as well. There were so many points last year where you slow things down to a frame a second, or like silly frames per second, and someone has contacted a chin or hit someone in the head, and you're like, it's unavoidable. Like, he's changed his height, he's dropped himself down, he's attempted to hit the ball, the player's lowered last minute or is falling forward. Like, there's a lot of those decisions that were just ridiculous last year, and there was nothing the defender could do. So for me, crackdowns or bunker decisions and the speed in which they happen.
Just common sense does need to prevail in that, and I just hope they just don't go for how they did it last season, super hot at the start of the season, and then just let things get away with things by the end of the season. So the bunker is changes with the bunker is quite a big thing, and that I think a lot of NRL fans would have there. That's
one thing I put down here, crackdowns as well. It's annoying when you go through a whole season and there's points of the season which you can clearly see players are, all right, not unfairly being sent to the bin, because in theory, by the rules, they have actually committed a foul, a dangerous foul, but it's the circumstances around it. And then they go, oh, hang on, maybe too many people are getting sent to the bin, so we're ruining the product here. Let's ease up on that, but then focus on something else. Like, play of the balls was one, there was headshots, downtowns, I think, was one of the ones that was big. And then in the playoffs, we saw the offsides, the blocking from field goals and stuff like that. It's too inconsistent. There are some issues where you're like, hang on, where the point of the game is, where the pressure is. Like, could that player have avoided that? Could that have been done? Let's just keep it consistent throughout the year and referee it like an Origin game all year. And do you know what? As much as we moan about the refereeing and kind of the consistency, I think the international series that took place, not the England against Australia one, but the one that took place in the Pacific Championship, the refereeing in that I thought was pretty good. And I think if we can keep to that standard all year in the NRL, hopefully we won't be having this on our 2026 Christmas wish list.
We'll see.
But you got anything Manly focused on your list, or anything around how Manly will do next year? I want to see Jamal Fogarty's bombs. I think that's what I'm really looking forward to, is just seeing that man put up the ball up in the air and the snow coming down on it. I want to see the ball disappear into the backdrop of Beacon Hill, and players not be able to pick it up. I think that's very much high up there for me. What about yourself? Similar sort of thing. Like Jamal Fogarty, obviously new player coming to the team. Want to see the new signings do well. With DCE going, like, was it you that said it, or was it something that I read? I can't remember. That apparently behind the scenes, DCE wasn't necessarily sticking to the game plan. So there were times throughout the season where he would just go off script, and it makes you wonder, like, with all his attitude towards what was going on, whether he was doing that and then decided to follow the script when Manly then pumped him. Because you look at the start of the season last year, likely when he was following orders, let's say, Manly were doing well. And then it all unveiled, it all unfolded, and that's when he probably decided, do you know what, my last season here. Whereas with Fogarty, Brookes in the halves, if they follow the script, maybe Seabold, this is wild what I'm about to say, but maybe Seabold is actually,
we'll see,
pretty decent in coaching and attacking. But it would be nice to see if they combine well, Brookes and Fogarty. It'd be good to see. I saw first pictures of Kobe Hetherington in training today, looking like an absolute unit.
Paseka looks huge.
Paseka, like, he's been training well. Olakuatu, considering I swear, like 2 months ago, I saw a picture of him and he was just skinny as anything. He's doing well to put back on size as well. Obviously, he's had shoulder reconstructive surgery. But like Docker Clay coming in as well. Nice little backup off the bench. Just be good to see our signings have an impact.
Just have a decent,
Yeah, exactly that. But anything else?
I've got a couple which I'll reel off. Ban on wearing other teams' jerseys who have got nothing to do with the game that you're at. Like, stop with this Rabbitohs at a Manly Penrith game. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not needed. No one needs to know you're a Rabbitohs fan. Like, just don't wear it. Just wear a polo shirt. Just wear something neutral.
Just wear a t-shirt.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Does my head in. It's weird. So that would be quite nice. And then one thing that in Union that I do like, which I think they should bring over, is a shot clock. So you have 60 seconds from whenever, I don't know whether it's when the try goes over or the referee sets where to kick it.
Yeah.
You've got 60 seconds. None of this waiting forever for then the ref to blow the whistle, because even that's a little bit inconsistent of when the referee slows it down. And then possibly a time limit on the bunker. Just like, so you have to get the correct decision a lot more quicker, and there could be a bit more pressure.
Off the back of that one, I reckon, because who was it recently it was Harry Maguire, wasn't it? He came out and said about VAR that only goal line decisions and offsides, things that are like guarantees, should be called. So I suppose what that translates to in the bunker is, I don't know, like, because then we're getting into the intricacies of high balls and like who's tipped it. But I suppose that is clear. That is an actual, has he tipped it? Has it knocked into someone? And also if the ball was grounded. I think those are the only two ones that the bunker should get involved with. Anything like high shots, what's called on field. Yeah. And then maybe a system like they do in Union where they yellow card them if they feel, okay, that needs review. And
then they can upgrade it to
They go off and they can upgrade it to a red card, because it just makes sense. It keeps the game flowing. Yellow card, off you go. 10 minutes is a high shot. I think it's dangerous. And then we'll assess the degree of severity of danger to that. And that would, I suppose, help with the speeding up of the bunker. Any more on there in the ones you're going to... Reel off.
Just a final one. I think a challenger half.
Yeah.
I think that would be really good. I do think it's needed and warranted. Because you can see sometimes, because it can add a little bit more spice to it. Because you saw last season there was a couple of rogue challenges, and then a call was made that wasn't even talked about, and it was missed. So I reckon you could have one and a half would be, because you look at everything else. You look at Test cricket, there's now 3 for an innings. You look at tennis, they get a couple of a set or whatever. So there's a couple. It's more than just the one chance.
Especially to a conclusion, whether the referee's right or wrong, they retain it. And I suppose, the 1.5. It means it allows that they've got more freedom to then
utilize it. Yeah,
challenge something. They're like, nah, that wasn't right. But no, there's some good ones. Other ones that I've kind of got on here is, there was talk of it, the World Round in 2027. I'd love for that to be on the Christmas wish list of it being announced in the new year and actually happen. I think that could be great. I think it could be getting eyes around the world, could be traveling like new locations, new audiences, new destinations, and then one for State of Origin, I think, for New South Wales to actually win a State of Origin, win it comfortably 3-0. But I suppose a bigger one is for it to be more entertaining than it was this year.
Yeah, it was
in
very boring.
2025, some of the most physical games that we've witnessed, and then this year it just doesn't seem to live up to what it did last year. And then actually one last one that I thought of, the quality of the competition this year was so high. Like even the Titans, like they were beating teams towards the end. Like Newcastle only finished bottom last game of the season. There was something to play for every week. And even the final series that we had was absolutely unreal. Like we had the Canberra Broncos game, which Canberra threw away. Like how they didn't win that game, I don't know. And then the grand final was absolutely phenomenal. So just for the competition to be as exciting as it was last year, And Manly to stay out of the headlines, actually. Manly just
go under the radar.
Just a season of just under the radar, like don't care, like players. But Turbo's contract's going to be up for discussion.
Yeah.
Jake's obviously going to be up for discussion at points this year.
Garrick's off to the Roosters.
Named in the bloody leadership squad as well, even though he's off. Like, that feels a bit weird.
Well, that's another thing, though. But it's a leadership squad for the 2026 season.
Yeah.
It's not a leadership squad for X, Y, and Z. It's just for this season. And I think it's very, because there's no immediate transfers or anything like that, it's very just sort of blinkers on, pigeonholed to that one season. And it doesn't matter if these players aren't going to be here next season. It's who we want in place for that one season.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how he goes, though, because knowing you're off at the end of the year, like the DCE one caused a bit of, because he announced that he's leaving round 4 or whatever it was, and didn't get confirmed until after the season finished. So there's all that speculation, that merry-go-round, did that cause unrest behind the scenes? But with Garrick, it's like, you're leaving at the end of the season, you're going to the Roosters. Like, it's pretty straightforward. So, and like, I know Blake Wilson's being signed as well, so there's a potential replacement on the wing, even though I think that's Garrick's best position. Then you've got Fogarty's kicking, who might take some of the kicking duties this year. So
it's going to be interesting to see where he fits in this season.
Yeah, it will be. Actually, another one I'm going to stick on my Christmas wish list as well is that Tolu Koula gets re-signed.
Yeah,
for beyond next year.
We need to hurry up on that. And another thing that needs to get sorted out is England. It has been a dreadful Ashes series so far. With full of hope and aspiration, it has just been another drum in Australia, I think is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, massively. We had so much. I think if we look back at our predictions, I'm pretty sure I said
we were going to walk it.
England were going to win this one, and I don't know. It just same story every time. Why play at balls that are going across your body, clearly going wide? Like, don't get me wrong, Stark is luring them in with some of the cross-body balls that he's bowling. But
he's got 16 wickets in this series, and I reckon if you asked him yourself, he's not bowled like he deserves 16 wickets.
Hearing the Australian comments, like the pundits, it's like he's absolutely bowled some of the best spells in the world.
He's just bowled it outside off, and every English batsman has gone, "Oh, that's nice," and hit it and edged it. It's just it's not like he's hooping it in and it's clearing out stumps left, right, and centre, and he's getting LBWs. It's the lack of intelligence in the English batting, and which is getting him the wickets, and it's getting extremely frustrating.
And in that first innings, England should have easily scored 400 plus runs. Easily. And Australia go out and fundamentally do that. They get themselves within a healthy lead. And then England come back in, and why fish for everything outside? It just goes to show what did we need? 100 and when Stokes and who was it that was still in? Jacks. We needed 120 or something. And they played sensible. They played. And then, all right, Stokes gets out to a player of the game, Carey, great catch behind. And that kind of England then fall back into their slump of, let's just swing for everything rather than try.
There's no common sense by the tail end. It's like, we're going to be out soon anyway, so let's go out getting some runs. And there was a massive point in that where Australia brought Carey up in the first innings. His keeping was incredible. Like,
he was phenomenal.
He was incredible. But that's okay. That's Test cricket. Yeah. You don't need to get a result today. Just see it out. It's fine. I don't care if it's boring. I want you to put up a fight. I don't want you just to be swinging at everything. And because what use is that? We've got some of the great best generational talent in the world. Well, it's not showing like that.
It isn't. And you look at that squad that came out here. What was it? 4 years ago, 2021.
Yeah.
And we're about to have exactly the same result.
But there's been no change.
Absolutely no change. And you look at that squad, like Rory Burns was opening the batting, and you look at who we've got now. What was that stat that came up? When Crawley makes it to 30...
He averages 70.
And what did he do in that first innings? Scored 30. And Isha Gay on the commentary was like, there's his 30. Got to 73. Gone. And it's like, what? Just settle in. Just settle in. Try and get the nerves down. Then obviously Joe Root comes in. Fair play.
Done. Yep.
First 100
off his back.
Yeah, first 100 in Australia. I reckon in Adelaide he's just going to pipe 200. I've got a feeling.
He's averaging 50 at the moment.
Yeah.
In the over the two tests, which you know what? When I think about it, for such a low scores, he's been out. I think he's the only one that's averaging actually over 30. I think Crawley's at 30, and he's the only one over, and it's dreadful. Like you look at the Australian first innings as well. I think it's the first time in God knows how many years that all 11 batsmen have scored double figures as well.
The scorecard looked quality.
Yeah.
Like it just looked like a high scoring
And just because there's no tons on there, but there's 70s, there's 80s, there's battles in there. And England's bowling was back to what I was going to be worried it is. There was just no fight in it. Archer in that first innings was bowling at 70, 80 mile an hour, which is not what he bowls. Now we've got.
He wasn't accurate as well, and that's the worst thing about it. He was all over the place. And
it was just shambolic from point 1 to point 2. Like they say, Brendan McCullum, how can you come out and say, "Oh, we over prepared"? I genuinely don't know how you come out and say that, because nothing about that game screams, "Oh shit, they're fatigued, they're over prepared."
No.
Like.
It's not like they're part-timers either. Like they're finely tuned to an extent. In a cricketing sense, they're finely tuned to play their craft and their sport. If you can't handle bowling 20 overs in a day at full pace, you got to question whether you're ready to go. Like Mark Wood, fair play, he's been riddled with injury, but the warning signs are there that he didn't play a test since February.
Yeah.
Comes back, one test, knee issues, done, tore over. So there's one of our big pace attackers gone. Then you've got
Archer's about to play his third test in a row.
Test in a row, but yet when nothing matters, he's bowling it up around 150 and starting to give it a bit of lip. Why not do that in the first innings?
That's what he needs to do. He needs to first innings of the test of tomorrow. He needs to be bowling at first whole innings nothing below 140.
I reckon we should stick Australia into bat. If we win the toss, I reckon we should get us chasing rather than constantly go in, lose 2 or 3 wickets and immediately be chasing the game from the off. Like at least,
flip the pressure.
Yeah, we're going to punish you with the ball. We're going to try and get you out for whatever score. And it's at that point with the Bazball where it goes, right, we've got to chase down 350 in the first innings to get ourselves on par. Yeah. We can accelerate, decelerate, right, hit the bad balls. Assess where we are at the end of day 3 or 4 when we've hopefully skittled Australia again and go, right, we need to score 300 in a day, or we've got 2 days to score 400. Let's try and chase that down. It just doesn't, I don't know. And we've won the toss both times, haven't we, and have elected to bat, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But a couple of changes ahead of tomorrow, isn't there?
So the Australian team have brought in Pat Cummins.
Great.
Well, that's what the thing is. England have faced Australia's worst bowling attack in these first 2 tests.
In a long time.
They've shut the bed out there. They've brought back Nathan Lyon as well.
Yeah, England haven't gone with a recognised spinner.
Will Jacks is the only spinner. I think that shows that they've got zero faith in Bashir.
Yeah.
And rightly so. Because at least Will Jacks can bat. And then they've kept in that it's pretty much the same team other than Gus Atkinson in for Josh Tongue, who, again, only really gets wickets at the end of innings when teams are slogging. And unless there's going to be some movement in Adelaide, I don't see what he's really going to bring. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this test.
It starts on a Wednesday as well, which means it might even be over by the weekend, which is back to test 1.
Wednesday, Thursday,
which is where you're like, oh, what do I do at the weekend? Do I twiddle my thumbs? Like, what is it? What have I actually got to do for entertainment? But the last 2 Saturdays for me in the tests have been quite messy after those. So I'm hoping it doesn't go to a Saturday. But what do you reckon? Let's stick our necks out on the line. It's Tuesday night, starts tomorrow. What do we reckon's going to happen?
I suppose you got to stay positive, haven't you? I reckon we're going to do what you've just said. We're going to put in Australia first, topple them for 200, put on 4, rip through them and win with an innings and 20 runs.
I like the optimism. I have a feeling as well, I don't know, like I hope they come out angry. Like I read something earlier or the other day that said, because we were 2-0 down in England, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we've been here before, but obviously on surfaces that favour us. And I think we're going to come out, put them into bat, bowl angry, like fast pace, just try and inflict any damage that we can, and then build a comfortable and sizable lead, and then try and do the same again. And then I think we'll still need a few runs when we bat again. I think we'll need 150, 200 runs, but I think, it'll be a nervy finish, but I think we'll get it done. 2-1 to the G.
Into the Boxing Day test.
Going into the Boxing Day test, and then, hopefully come to Sydney 2-2. Imagine that.
No, that would be nice.
That'd be absolutely fantastic. But what else has gone on in the sporting world? Lando Norris.
Yeah, he won
world
the
champion.
World Championship. Good old Brit winning it. A lot of talk around him and Oscar Piastri and that Norris was favoured. And it's another British champion in F1.
It is. Saw a thing the other day that said F1 champions go through cycles. So obviously Hamilton, Vettel. Is it the start of Lando Norris's F1 cycle of winning it multiple times?
No, I think Verstappen. We can't write off Verstappen next year.
All depends what Red Bull do with their car. Like, they started the season so poorly and obviously finished a lot better than they started. And if they'd had better car at the start of the year, then it could have been.
Yeah, that's very true.
Could have been a different story, but I think that's it. That's it's one before Christmas.
Yep. Nicely done.
Any plans over Christmas?
Nah, it'd be just a chilled one, to be honest, and then down to the SCG for hopefully a.
Either way, we're going to be getting on the beers.
Hopefully, it's not going to be a whitewash. That would be depressing.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening. Have a good Christmas. Hit that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed what you're listening to. And we'll catch you in the new year.
Merry Christmas.